Hi, it's another Sunday evening. You're welcome to Scorecard on Citi TV. Like they say, better late than never. So we didn't go at 7, but it doesn't matter. We are here nonetheless to serve you all the biggest things you missed out on across a sporting weekend. So let's hear from you via the WhatsApp number 0550-585-832, 0550-585-832. Get to us on various social media handles, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we'll go through all the comments as much as possible as we can before the end of the show. We'll take a very short break. When we come back, we get going. I introduce my guest for the night and we have some fun. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. Hi, this is still Scorecard on Citi TV. Let me introduce my friends for the evening. Daniel Cranting is here. Benjamin Nketa is also here. Hi, guys.
What's up? What's up?
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Anyway, let's get down to business. The Premier League is taking an exciting turn. We are getting to the period where the matches are played every other day. And if you are not ready, better stay home because if you are not fit, your team will lose. Let's start off with the biggest game of the round, match week 16, and it happened in the northern part of England. The city of Manchester was split into red and blue for another installment of the Manchester Derby. In fact, the last Manchester Derby of the decade before we head into the new level of the new millennium. Let's see what happened when Man City welcomed Man United to the Etihad. So Manchester United prevail at the Etihad. Shocking result there.
Yeah.
Man United doing that. Let me get to Daniel Cranting. He will give us the best take on this. Daniel, so were you shocked, stunned, or were left indifferent?
Oh, I was shocked. I expected Manchester City to win. Yes, I obviously, not by 5-6-0, but I knew it would be difficult based on the way United had played or approached big games this season. I knew it would be difficult, but I expected Manchester City to win. It was the exact opposite. In fact, after 20 minutes, United should have been leading 4-0. They absolutely cut open City time and time again, had very good opportunities. But for Ederson, City would have gone down 2-3, 4-0 by 20 minutes. But you could see the clear-cut game plan that United had. And that is what this team is suited to do, to defend and then catch teams on a counter-attack. And they have the front two in Martial and Rashford who can do exactly that for them. The pace is crazy and they are very, very difficult. Okay, Dan James. It's very, very difficult to keep an eye on them and track them down. And look at the state of Manchester City's defense at the moment. It was very obvious that was what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was going to do. And for Pep, he would be disappointed in himself and not his personnel because he said it after the game that they conceded too many counter-attacks. Whose fault is it? The way you play is how your opponents...
But I've heard him say that he was proud of his team and that they were not outplayed by United.
Yes, but I'm talking about that statement, the fact that he said they conceded too many counter-attacks. It was obviously going to happen. That was how United... Or that was the only way United were going to be able to break Manchester City down. But from a United point of view, look, I at the beginning of last week or at the beginning of the week, I looked at all the possible scenarios and I said to myself, if United were able to survive this week, a good result against Spurs and a good result against Manchester City, it is only covering the cracks that exist in the team and it's going to create or amplify the deception that is going around that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the man to...
Lifetime contract.
Look, it's... You cannot, for a team like Manchester United, whether you are rebuilding or not, you have to keep your eye at the top. You have to be aiming for the Premier League title. You cannot enter a season and be content with finishing in top 4 or be content with good performances. You cannot draw against Aston Villa, be outplayed by Newcastle, be outplayed by Sheffield United and turn up in 2 games against Spurs and Manchester City and say you've arrived. You haven't arrived because that's what Wolves were doing last season. They were beating the big teams. They beat United, they beat Chelsea, they beat Spurs, they drew against Manchester City. So look, that doesn't cut it for me. United need to be consistent. They need to find a way to beat the other teams and be dominant when you play those games and beat the other teams. And obviously, if you add this to it, that will be good. But you cannot do this and then stand in front of everybody and do like you've arrived, because certainly you haven't.
All right, Ben, but from a Manchester City perspective, that's another body blow. That's almost like knockout punch. In terms of the title race.
It is. And just before I even go to that point, I mean, Daniel's trying to death Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The truth of the matter is that, look, numbers don't lie. And he's not lost any big game this season. Forget about Spurs and forget about Manchester City. They beat Chelsea and Lampard 4-0 in the opener. They drew with Arsenal, drew with Liverpool, beat Tottenham, has beaten Manchester City. That's no fluke.
Points. When you beat Spurs, you get 3 points. you don't get 6 points for
beat
beating
Chelsea.
teams. When you beat
Drew with
Chelsea,
Liverpool.
you get 3 points.
At the peak where,
Lost
or at the
against
point
Newcastle.
where everybody thought that Liverpool were going to rip apart Man United, but to the point of Manchester City. And yesterday just highlighted for me a few things. Now, we've gone on and on about how they've dropped points where they aren't supposed to, but I'm just going back to the start of the season and how they ended last season and how they came into this season. First thing I noticed was their inability to, or lack of willingness to replace Vincent Kompany. And that really stuck out for me yesterday, because you look at this season and all their troubles have been built around their centre-back issues. First and foremost, they've tried to reinvent it by bringing in a defensive midfielder and converting him into a centre-back. There's
But
always
it's because they
going
don't
to
have
be
Laporte.
issues
Laporte
with
is
that.
gone.
Good.
He's
And then
injured.
yesterday they lost John Stones as well to another injury. But there were points in yesterday's game where, when United had failed to capitalize on their opportunities, there were balls that fell to the edge of the penalty box that were begging to be hit, and that's Vincent Kompany's type of thing. In yesterday's game, they lacked leadership. I was looking around the pitch, and there was nobody to lead this team forward. On days when Sergio Aguero is in the team, he's not necessarily the most vocal leader, but he leads by example. He latches onto balls you don't think he will latch onto. He will score from half opportunities, but yesterday there was nothing to it. And then I felt as if Pep Guardiola allowed Bernardo Silva to thrive in a game yesterday too long, where he definitely should have been young at least by the end of the first 45 minutes. And you see, sometimes that's why I like a coach like Jose Mourinho. It's a little radical, it will dampen the morale of the player, but dire situations ask for dire measures. And this is like a big game. This is arguably, if you take away a Liverpool game this season, that's their biggest game this season. So they should have done something to rescue the game. And then Riyad Mahrez comes on and looked like he was gassed after 10 minutes. I don't know what was wrong with him, but his fitness looked really suspect. Yeah. In all, they have a lot of issues to address. I mean, the longer Aguero stays out, the longer I think they will endure goal-scoring issues, because you realize that Sterling scores only when Aguero plays. And that's not a coincidence. It's because he takes so much attention off him. Aguero is always drawing two defenders at a time. Yeah. Sterling gets more opportunities to run in behind and do his thing. But yesterday, it just didn't work out for him. And honestly speaking, I'm also beginning to doubt Raheem Sterling's big game temperament. I mean, he does score every now and then. But look, in the biggest of games where he's had good goal-scoring opportunities.
And especially when he's supposed to provide what City
needs. Yesterday, in the absence of Aguero, he was definitely their most lethal guy. He was their talisman. David Silva will always be the guy in the background trying to help you out with things, but he should have, grabbed the bull by the horn. He couldn't do it, and in the end, Manchester City really will be seeking more answers, because I have already said that, look, they have about 3 or 4 more games to lose before the season is over. And if you think about what that means for calculation's sake,
that's it's almost title gone. Most of the headlines saying that their title ambitions have taken a body blow. We'll see. Now, the team that is forcing Manchester City to this uncomfortable situation is Liverpool. They had to go to Bournemouth, and Jurgen Klopp in the last few days had been switching up his teams. We'll see the kind of team he took to Bournemouth. When we are done with that, we go to North London, because Tottenham Hotspur, we'll do Spurs later. After that, we'll talk about Everton. So we'll do Liverpool and then Everton's home game with Chelsea. Everton don't have a manager now. They have a caretaker. His first job was to take on Chelsea at Goodison. So we serve you Bournemouth versus Liverpool and then Everton versus Chelsea. All right, so the city of Liverpool were united in victory. Liverpool won away, Everton won at home. Where do we start from, Ben? Let's start off with the Liverpool performance away. Easy does it. Klopp changed the side. He's trying to manage the players ahead of a busy Christmas period. Doesn't matter. Change squad, no problem. Same result.
That's a big sign of encouragement for the manager, especially as they were able to keep a clean sheet in a long, long time. Liverpool have been struggling to keep teams out of their hand. It's good that the goalkeeper and the defense can feel confident about their display on the day. I feel as if these are the performances that give you the confidence to be able to shut out more opponents. You tell yourself that we go into games and let defense be our calling card. Let defense be what we pride ourselves on the day. And they know that they can score goals. Scoring goals against Bournemouth is not a big deal. I mean, they are a team that are unapologetic about their attacking style of play. And after they lost Nathan Ake in that game, it was always going to be difficult to keep Liverpool out. So at this point, Liverpool just need to stay even keeled. Don't get overexcited. Yeah. Don't panic. Don't take your foot off the pedal. Just keep it simple. take each game as it comes. Don't try to look at the big picture even. I mean, try and look at it bit by bit. One team, take it off. Another team, you scratch them off. And then keep it going. Before they can raise their heads, they're like, 5 games from the end of the season and the title is almost in sight. But I keep saying that it's going to be a pretty big party down here. There's going to be a lot of rabbit in your face down here. So we need to keep it cool for now.
All right.
I'm proud that my Premier League prediction video will perhaps look pretty good at the end of the day.
Like that.
It might have an MVP along to boot as well. So, like I'm saying, there will be a lot of rabbits in your face. So we're just keeping it cool.
Keeping it cool right now.
Keeping it cool
Daniel, let's talk about the blue side of Liverpool. Everton, they looked out of sorts. They lost the derby 5-2. They lost at Leicester. And then all of a sudden, Saturday afternoon,
Said it's a Leicester fan now.
you know, they were transformed. And now they were beating Chelsea by 3-1.
Yeah, because it was a different Everton team. I said it last year, October, that Marco Silva had to be sacked. If Moshiri was listening to me, his team would have started winning games long before yesterday. But look, it was a very good performance. It was simply back to basics. Duncan Ferguson, if you remember him in his day, under David Moyes.
Yeah.
Long ball, back, route one football, typical Everton style football, and they got the
It looks
job
so
done.
different now.
Exactly. They didn't, and that's the interesting thing about modern day football, where everybody thinks you have to possess the ball, you have to play nicely for it to be good football. Everton were nice to watch on Saturday, but they didn't necessarily possess the ball. They were very efficient, pressing Chelsea, not allowing them a lot of space on the ball, hard tackles in there, and getting the crowd behind them. And the goals they scored were well-worked goals, especially the first one. Won the ball in midfield, Richarlison lays it on, a cross comes in, boom, ball is in the back of the net. But you also have to look at it from a Chelsea point of view, and the fact that they need 4 new defenders as soon as possible. A right back, centre back,
That's a whole
another centre
defensive
back,
line.
and yeah, right back, left back, 2 centre backs. They are just not good enough. If anybody will remain in the team,
What happened to
then maybe
Christensen? I thought he was the golden boy
Bliqueta-
on everybody's list.
Azpilicueta, and maybe personally for me, I'll keep Zuma just for some.
You don't like Christensen?
Look, Christensen is not good. He's not a Premier League defender. Look, you look at the first goal.
You know,
Playing well under Antonio
a
Conte.
few months ago, he
Look,
was being hailed as the next wonder kid for Europe.
He wasn't personally for me. He wasn't playing well. If you are talking about Pep Guardiola football and lumpy ball, coaches who like to play the ball from the back, yes, but that's not defending. Defending is reading the game, tackling, preventing player or opposition from scoring.
Like
He's
Wan-Bissaka.
not exactly. He's not necessarily good at that. You look, how can Richarlison be winning a header against you when you had the chance and opportunity to read the play the whole time and still manage to lose the header? It's not good enough. Kurt Zuma for me is playing for the wrong team or maybe for the wrong
Kurt
manager.
Zuma was
Because
absolutely
look,
comical over the
look,
weekend. He
and
was
look,
atrocious.
And that, I personally feel that is not fair. Because if you're a manager and you know you want to play from the back, you should have a ball-playing midfielder. The guy, or a defender, the guy is not a ball-playing defender.
Okay.
And look at the third goal.
There was a situation where he was supposed to clear the ball and then he sliced the clearance into the air. It came back and then he hoofed it back again towards his goalkeeper. I didn't know what was going on.
Look, and Kepa, for the most expensive goalkeeper in the world, he sucks.
Somebody sent a tweet in yesterday. He says, Kepa has the confidence of Neuer and the goalkeeping ability of Karius.
I'm telling you.
wow.
I'm telling you.
I nearly fell out of my seat.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Look,
The most confident guy,
He's not
but
good
he
enough.
leaking goals.
he's just not good enough. But on a serious note, Chelsea need, thankfully, the transfer
Add him
ban
to
is-
the list. You said they need to buy an entire back for. They might as well just add a
buy a
goalkeeper.
goalkeeper.
But he's the world's most expensive goalkeeper, though.
That's a sad
Maybe
thing.
they need to buy somebody who costs cheaper. Can do it well. Anyway, let's wrap up our Premier League hopping around. Let's talk about Tottenham Hotspur. After losing to Manchester United in midweek, they had to find a response against Sean Dyche's Burnley. But it was an interesting matchup. Jose Mourinho versus the ginger Jose Mourinho. So we'll see who came up tops when Spurs hosted Burnley in the Premier League. Spurs 5 stars, 5-0. It was a lovely performance, guys.
Yeah, you know, the team is feasting when Musa Sissoko is scoring
But
goals.
when
and
I saw Sissoko
enjoying
score that,
himself.
it took
Yeah.
me back to when I used to watch him a lot at Toulouse. These were the kinds of goals he scored in France
Yep.
all the time,
And-
driving through the middle.
And he scored, I think, last weekend.
So that's
he scored
2-2.
again. Before then, he hadn't scored in almost 2 years. So it just tells you that
Jose Mourinho.
something good, something different is happening with his role within the team. He's been given more freedom to be able to roam free. But look, Tottenham will turn it on at the right time. Look, this is not even turning it on yet. You get the sense that they are still gradually getting imbibed into the Jose Mourinho system and they are enjoying themselves. I don't remember this happening. A team enjoying themselves when Jose Mourinho arrived fresh in the setup. It hasn't happened
Mourinho
before. There's
says
always a
it's
lot
changed.
of pain, like assimilating the tactics, and then a lot of strict instructions. Don't move here. I don't see this with the Tottenham team. There looks to be a lot of fluidity with how they are playing, and especially against a team like Bournemouth, that a team like Burnley, that you know that will set up negatively against you. I think that maybe we are just seeing a different side to Jose Mourinho. I hope it remains when the crisis moments come, because these are good times. So obviously it's easy to give the team praise.
Daniel, out of the 5, clearly there's only one goal everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
The Son run. I mean, that's astonishing.
Look, it was a super goal. But Burnley, for Burnley to concede such a goal was very, very poor. 4 people.
I think they were trying, actually. He just blitzed past everybody.
Somebody could have been hacking him.
Exactly. So once he took the ball away from it, that was it. He's in the middle, you have 4 around him. Just kick him. That's it. You one sacrifice for the team, you get a yellow card. That's it.
They didn't think he would go all the way.
No, but that's my point is 4 people were sacked onto him. Once he got away from those 4, that was it. Look,
Son,
like a Ferrari being chased by a bunch of iron days.
After that encounter, Jose Mourinho described, he said that goal was very similar to what Ronaldo Luis scored in 96. He was there with Bobby Robson and he saw it happen. So he knows Ronaldo-like goals. Anyway, that's some fun stuff coming from Tottenham Hotspur. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we've got more for you. We'll head to Italy and Spain. We do some boxing, all of that. We'll read your messages too. This is still Scorecard on Citi TV. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still Scorecard on Citi TV. I'll be going through some messages later. But let's hop to other parts of Europe. Let's start off in Lazio, or in the capital of Italy, Rome, where it was a big boy clash. Lazio, Juventus, Cristiano Ronaldo, and the Black and White Army went there, but it turned out to be a very, very awkward evening for Maurizio Sarri. Wow, so Maurizio Sarri and the Juventus Army could not win in Rome. They lost 3-1. Guys, the first loss Juventus are experiencing this season, it didn't look good.
Sack him.
It did not look good.
You know, we've been talking about how out of sorts Juventus have looked with their system this season. The football isn't fluid enough. And that's also saying something, because Sarri's built his Sarri ball on fluidity of passing and fluidity of movement from players. But it looks like the Juventus players are laboring to get results. Every time I see Juventus, they are either down by a goal or they are struggling to create chances to score goals. They are getting a lot of their goals from individual brilliance and one-on-one situations. That's not very helpful for a manager who says that he's all about the system and not about individual players. But all I can say is that in years gone by before he arrived, Juventus would have been 10 points on top of the league table by now. Mm-hmm. Never mind that Inter have become more competitive, but Juventus have reinforced their team. They've bought players. They let go of Joao Cancelo, which leaves me thinking about why Pep Guardiola bought Cancelo, is not using him. But that's a topic for another day. But at the end of the day, Juventus need to get results, or else we all know what is going to happen.
Daniel?
Sack him. Sack him. He's doing everything wrong, plus.
But I keep asking, you see, there's this thing I always ask you. That Juventus somehow, when they don't have Ronaldo, they seem to look really nice.
Who said?
I've watched them play without Ronaldo, right? Mm-hmm. And I've seen Dybala and Higuain combine brilliantly.
But they still struggled. They still struggled in those games. Look, when you have Ronaldo, this is a no-brainer. We shouldn't be talking about this.
Play.
It's not he has to play. When you have Ronaldo, you build your entire team around him, and he wins you trophies, he wins you. Look at what happened last season. And anytime Sarri doubts Ronaldo's ability, he should call Allegri and ask him what happened last season. Where Allegri simply said, there's no tactics. Ronaldo, do your thing. You have Cristiano Ronaldo, and you are subbing him after 55 minutes. You are playing him in a role that doesn't suit him. Who are you?
I mean, that is fair. That is also fair.
The question, who are you?
Who are you?
You know, in the words of my old headmaster from Infancy, Mr. Blank, says, one sacking. This guy will sack very soon.
It's clearly not working.
They will sack him very soon.
Quick.
Well, Inter Milan and Roma, they drew goalless. So somehow, the Italian Serie A race is beginning to heat up. Every week, Inter are looking at Juventus, Juventus are looking at Inter. It will get really fascinating in the next few weeks. We'll see how they navigate the Christmas celebration. Sorry?
Black Friday.
Black Friday. Yeah, that's a very disgusting headline
Black Friday
put out by the Corriere dello Sport. All right, let's switch sports now. And while all the football was happening, the world was waiting to see the battle in the desert. It was a rematch for 3 heavyweight titles, now in the possession of Andy Ruiz. he had taken those belts from Anthony Joshua, and the gentlemen were going at it again to see who would become overall winner. Was Ruiz going to get his belt back and keep it, or Anthony Joshua was going to get his belt back and get back his world boxing title in terms of being a heavyweight? Let's see what happened in Saudi Arabia when Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua met for the second time in a battle in the desert. All right, so AJ got his belts back. London is happy. UK boxing is happy. Some people are not happy. I don't know, guys, what you made of the bout.
I was impressed by Anthony Joshua. Fought really well, stayed disciplined. I felt at the point that he was going to let it go and become all dramatic, try and make it a brawl, but he had learned that Ruiz with the quicker hands was going to make it a punishment for him if he went on the inside. And Ruiz showed flashes of what he could do when AJ came closer. So he held his chin really well, saw out the fight. I was also looking out for his stamina because there was all the hype about how his movement was quicker, how his all that. But all in all, it's nice, it's come and gone. I'm still one of those who insist that AJ still hasn't fought yet. All the people he's been fighting, it's like a pre-season. So there's Fury, there's Wilder to come. Let's see those bouts. I mean, it's taking too long.
Daniel, when you look at the judges' scorecard, were they right? Were they fair in their scoring?
Well, they were. Obviously, he outboxed Ruiz at majority of the time. Look, he deserved
but
to
what
win.
went wrong for Ruiz?
Ruiz wasn't even supposed to win the first bout, let's be honest.
How was he not supposed to?
Frankly speaking, AJ has made Ruiz look good.
Oh, okay.
Any other boxer would have dealt with, any other proper boxer, and there's only one proper boxer out there, that is Wilder, would have made this. By third round, Ruiz would be gone. No disrespect to him, but AJ actually made him look good.
Okay.
And I'm saying that these past few months, since AJ lost the first one up to now, I think it has exposed the kind of boxer he is, and everybody now knows how he is. He's not. I don't think going forward, people will enter the ring with him and be afraid.
Yep. There was a thought that he was invincible.
Look, he's not. He's very, very beatable. And it just hurts me that bout against Wilder has been extended. Now Wilder is going to face Fury before hopefully these two will fight. But it should have happened a long time ago. I think Wilder should have been the one to expose AJ. It hasn't happened. But look, there's
you can run, but you can't hide.
There is only one heavyweight boxer in the division, and it's Deontay Wilder. He is the guy.
Okay, all right. Let me go through a quick message. This one says, City played right into United's hands. United always play on the break against the top 6 sides. And I have a message for Daniel Cranston. It's from Coach Nim. He says, tell Daniel he should stay with Man City and never to return to Man United.
Can I respond to Coach?
Yes, you can.
Last week, around this time,
he said Solskjaer should be
He
sacked.
said United should lose against Spurs and lose by a minimum of 3 goals against Manchester City so that he sacks Solskjaer, because Solskjaer is not good enough.
Okay, all right.
Today he's telling me to stay. I'm coming back home.
We'll see about that. Thank you very much.
announcement
Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you very much for joining us. This has been Scorecard. We'll do it again next Sunday. You can get more updates on citisportsonline.com and on Citi Sports Ghana on YouTube. My name is Nathan Kwa. Have a great evening. Take care and bye.